most people are. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
yep, absolutely.
Can I do that?
Goblin Archer and Unnamed. I think
Yeah,
you might.
and I'm not Samuel.
I don't think you. Yeah, no, I don't think you can. You know, you're Siam, right? Or Siam.
What? No, I'm Dusk.
Oh yeah, Sion. Yeah,
Goblin is
Les.
Sion.
Plez.
Sorry.
Sion. Got it. No worries. Siom. M is in Mike.
N.
Oh,
N.
N is in Nancy. Got it. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Like that you picked the correct one for M, and then you picked an entirely different one for N.
Yes. Yes. Of course.
I love that.
That's how my brain works. AKA does it. Alright, dusk. Dusk till dawn. Everybody else should be, I think, the right names. Cool. And hopefully you guys can learn each other's names quicker. That's an excellent idea. Let's see.
Now, for some reason, when I left and then came back, now everyone is just marked as player on my screen.
Well, they know what we are. Players.
Playa.
Leia.
From the Himalaya.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's got minis assigned, so it should load you in.
Boop, 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 boop. Is there kind of during like narrative moments the expectation to kind of move ourselves where we are at during the scene? Like in the event the combat happens and everybody's already like where they were, or are you good with like kind of not upkeeping it in between, like during narrative moments and then moving wherever when something like that happens?
I don't really have a preference. I mean, do your best, I guess, to put yourself where you feel most comfortable and where you feel like you're supposed to be. I'll always try and narrate around you, and if I find you like edging towards something that you might miss or that you might want to experience, I'll try and steer you towards it if I can. Otherwise, I'll drop hints to make you.
There's rewards for.
Yeah, for moving around.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it helps me too. Like if I see you're interested in something or see you're moving around by something, I can kind of use that to my advantage too.
Yeah, hell yeah. All about that.
Cool. I appreciate you asking that.
Yeah, generally, if we're not in battle, you're free to move as you will. We're not doing turns out of battle.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a real quick... troubleshooting of the stream.
That's weird texture loading thing.
I like this background music. I don't know how often it's on repeat, but it hasn't gotten incredibly repetitive yet.
It is on repeat.
Or maybe I just...
Forever. The whole 90 sessions that we play together. No,
the whole campaign is the same loot music.
I changed it up basically every time we switch boards. But as long as we're in Barovia, this is like your Barovia music. Once we go in the Death House, I think it changes. I'll put some rock and roll on for the battle scenes. All right.
Final Fantasy battle music.
Yes. Whoever said that, oh my God, yes. Final Fantasy has the best battle music. They have the best music. Let's see here.
They do put a lot of work into it.
Okay, that should be everything for the stream up and running. I'll get you guys YouTube information too, so you can check out that page, and you can check those out whenever you want, whenever you get a chance.
Too late, I'm already here.
All right.
Yeah, I wish they'd keep working on this engine, dude. It still runs like ass. Burning up my CPU for no reason.
Well, without further ado, gentlemen, welcome to your very first session of Curse of Strahd. The mists are patient. They curl at the edges of dreams, claw at the seams of reality. They are always waiting for someone to stray too far, for a door left cracked, for a name spoken one too many times in the dark. You don't know how it began. Maybe it was a letter you never remember reading, a dream that felt too real, a traveler's tale that didn't match the map. But now, as the fog thickens and the wood grows strangely silent, one thing is certain. You are no longer where you were. The air is colder. The light is weaker. The trees seem to lean in, listening. And far in the distance, from beyond the choking mists, comes the sound of wolves, and a single mournful howl, followed by the echo of laughter. Welcome, gentlemen, to Barovia. The gravel road in front of you leads to a village. Its tall houses, dark as tombstones. Nestled among them, these solemn dwellings, are a handful of closed-up shops, but even the tavern in the distance is shut tight. A soft whimpering draws your eye. You see a pair of children standing in the middle of the road of an otherwise lifeless street. Opposite them, what looks to be a group of commoners in hushed conversation, stealing glances at you. You have walked out of this fate path. You meet at the edge of this road outside the city of Barovia. You find it eerie to see travelers of such diversity walking around and seeming lost, much like you are. But something tells you destiny marks its way in the books today as you look at these fellow travelers of the mists.
Les pulls out a map, flips it upside down, looks on the back side of it, looks at these guys. I am lost. Do you know where we are? And I look towards the big shiny guy right next to me.
I'll look down at you curiously, kind of watching what you're doing, and upon your question, he'll say, "No, I can't say that I do. I spent my night on the run and woke up here, in lands unknown."
I'm kind of looking at the map over your shoulder, and I'm like, well, this isn't a part of the city I've ever seen before.
You just look at the map, and it just says in like big bold letters Galarian on it.
Huh. Never heard of that.
We're not here?
I don't know where we are. Here is a great question.
You over in the shadows. Do you know where we are?
I want to do a quick intro thing. So Scion's not here at the moment, but when I have a moment to do my thing, I'll go. Let me know.
Oh, I was talking about who's
I figured.
So you hear this disembodied voice. You guys can hear me walking, but like I'm out in the darkness and you cannot see me. And then I walk into the light and I disappear.
Huh?
Unless you guys turn off all your torches and then I disappear again and go invisible.
All right. At this moment, about 20 feet away from the party, suddenly the space starts to warp a little bit, and the air builds up energy and stuff, the wind starts to blow. And suddenly, with a sharp crack, a portal opens and a tiefling emerges from it, but he's flung out of it quite violently into the dirt. He gets up and brushes some mud off of him, but he seems to be a bit out of sorts. The portal closes behind him with a sharp crack and, blasts the area with a little bit of static energy. And he gets up and looks at the group around him, and he just has a ecstatic look on his face, but he's trying to suppress his urge to vomit at the moment after his excruciating planar travel just there. He looks down in his hands, and he holds his staff and also a strange crystal, which he looks at perplexingly for a moment and says, that's not good. And then he turns to regard the party and says, greetings. Are you natives?
I kind of offer a hand as I'm like looking him over, and I'm like, I don't know if I don't think so.
Well,
Unless,
Scion takes your hand and smiles, and trying not to retch, he turns around away from the party and starts to look around with an expression of awe. He seems just awestruck, as if he were standing in front of the gates of one of the heavens. He says, wow, I really made it. And he turns around back to the party and asks, do any of you happen to know which of the demiplanes of dread this is?
We're on a demiplane of dread?
Well, that's where I was trying to go.
I'm in
certainly
South
hope it is one of
Solamnia.
them.
I don't know where this place is. I was attacked on the road and I ran into the woods, and now I'm here.
Yeah, Dusk kind of turns his head and is like, well, I don't know anything about the demi-planes of dread, but that seems unfortunate. Except for you, you seem to be here by choice, so that's I suppose that's a positive on your end.
It almost rhymes.
Anyone else attacked on the road?
I wasn't on the road by any means, but I was attacked.
As was I.
Well, I suppose in trying times it's best to have as many hands as possible, so perhaps we could figure this out together until we have our bearings about us, at least.
Scion looks over his shoulder and points his thumb at the village behind us and asks the party, does anybody happen to know what this town is? Or did you all just arrive?
I couldn't tell you if I tried.
We all just bumped into each other in this very exceedingly thick fog. But if you think this is a plane of dread, would there be people living there?
Scion looks around and says, the fog, yes. I've read about this somewhere. And he extends his hand and makes a somatic component and speaks a magic word and casts Detect Magic and begins looking intently at the fog. And he makes a lot of oohs and ahs and ooh, you know what I mean? He's nerding out about the planar properties going on here.
Interesting. So, what have you figured out?
He turns around and says, this fog is most certainly not natural. I I'm starting to see why you're all suddenly here, not of your own volition. From what I've read, though, this could only be one of a few of the planes. There aren't that many of them, but anyway, well, I'm a scholar actually from the. Have you ever heard of the city of Sigil?
I only know of one city, so no.
That's not a land I'm aware of.
Unfortunately, not, my good sir.
Ah, well, it's a nice place, but anyway, I'm a planar traveler and a researcher from a specific faction within Sigil, and well, to graduate and become, to graduate and realize my potential like my father wants, I need to do a dissertation on a plane that not much is known about, and I was well, cajoled into doing a horrible plane, and he kind of sighs and drifts off a little bit.
So what plane were you aiming for?
Well, this one was supposed to go to another plane, I think. I don't know, and he just looks confused. He doesn't quite have any answers yet.
I think he got a concussion coming out of that portal.
So, what do y'all remember, aside from the scientist, researcher, whatever you are, what do y'all remember before you came here?
Well, it was oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I died, I think. The ancient dragon Nicobulus was destroying the city, and now I'm here.
Scion just looks at you and says, "Fascinating," trying not to rest.
The dragon? Was a dragon attacking? The dragon has returned?
A dragon?
Who's Nicobolus?
I am mostly unsure. A planeswalker, much like the Living Guild Pact, I assume. But I don't know. I didn't really get to stick around for much of the fight to find out. I was quickly overtaken by undead, and now I'm here.
Interesting. It's almost as if we're from different primes. And Scion scratches his chin quizzically.
Yes, I thought all of the dragons were slain.
The townspeople some 180 feet away from you all stand with their mouths agape, obviously eavesdropping on your conversation. If any of
180 feet.
Yeah,
They have really good ears.
Are like yelling at each other.
They're like, all we have to do in Barovia is eavesdrop. Mind your business. Well, it's more Russian accent. All we do in Barovia is eavesdrop. No, but if you look over there, you see them kind of like go back to what they're doing, go back to like fixing their shoelace or, fixing that spot in the dirt with their foot, and none of them really are paying you any mind.
Every citizen of Barovia just has a insane passive perception so that they can eavesdrop on all the other conversations.
I made a kind of a loud entrance, so it gives him some excuse.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't know where we're from or where we're going, we might as well ask the innkeeper if they have some rooms.
Yeah, that portal.
The ear of the people is...
I was going to say that portal that ripped through the ether there probably didn't send anybody any alarm. I also want to know the kind of magic that was for later, just for funsies.
We'll talk about it later.
I would like to, in this moment, I pull out like a large glass globe that is my star map, and I like look. I hold it up. Is there like stars in the sky here?
Mm.
There is so much mist, you cannot see stars in the sky. So in terms of
Mm,
using star maps and things like that,
that
you
is
won't be able to use that for travel, unfortunately.
unfortunate.
Most of
Well,
most of
I'm out of ideas.
most of geography in Barovia, uh, I'll let you find out from the natives. How about that?
Yeah.
Does the mist feel
Well,
damp?
oh, the goblin is wandering.
You mean like perspirant? Yeah, like almost like a rainy mist. It's more like a fog, I guess I'd say. So no, it doesn't. It does feel thick to breathe in, and you can like also. I want to say you can feel the effects of it immediately, like you would if you were inhaling some sort of drug. It's going into your blood immediately, and the effect that it has on you is sort of a weighted, desperate, sorrowful, depressing blanket. The opposite of what like a comfort blanket would be to someone, like a weighted comfort blanket. It's like a
The
weighted
opposite of
pain,
taking Electropro.
despair blanket. Exactly. It's, it's a
It's
really
an
good.
antidepressant.
Yeah, it's a really good.
Ple-
Yeah, not modern description. I like it. It plays.
Plez has turned from the group and started walking towards the eavesdropping villagers because maybe we should figure out where we are since none of us know precisely, except for maybe the person who is spat out of a hole in the world.
Yeah, I'm following quickly behind as somebody takes the initiative to walk away, having decided that I'm probably trapped wherever I am for now.
Uh,
As you approach the commoners, you can sort of overhear their conversation, and they seem to be bragging amongst themselves about hanging one of Strahd's spies from the River Ilvis Bridge, which is not far off. What it sounds like, only a half day's travel from their boasts.
well, howdy, my good people.
Hello.
I just came into town and I have a few tag-alongs with me, and I would like to know where we've arrived.
They all sort of chuckle amongst themselves. Lost to the mists are you? More and more adventurers come wandering through our lands these days. But none of them seem to come back. This is the Svalich Road you find yourself on, and you've come to Barovia, a great, illustrious city. More laughs from the commoners.
Scion makes
Uh,
some excited noises as he opens a notebook and starts writing stuff down.
I glare
Elias.
back at him.
You see Elias wince at the utterance of the town name of Barovia.
Are you
Is
lost,
there some?
friends?
Yes, very much so.
Uh, you'll need to get a map and make your way by landmarks. I won't lie to you though, the mists, they have a way of turning on about one's heel, if you know my meaning. It can be tricky to navigate, even with a map or a guide. The Vistani seem to navigate the roads of the lands quite well, if you have dealings with them, but they are untrustworthy gypsies. We do not allow them to pass their carts through the Svalich Road, so they keep to the outskirts of town.
What's untrustworthy about them?
What's
lie, steal?
what's untrustworthy about the gypsy, he says. More laughs from the commoners. They... I believe they are agents of Strahd. Not all here share my beliefs, but I believe they are agents of Strahd and do his bidding.
Who is this? Strahd.
We speak his name only in the harshest of whispers, for hopes that he does not grace us with his presence at our doorsteps. He is the lord of these lands. You would do well to respect him. It is best to keep his name from your lips. Some believe that speaking it 3 times can bring him to you. I myself don't wish to find out.
Interest. Anybody
Well,
else?
Notebook Boy,
I'm going to...
was this the plane you wanted to go to?
Scion snaps his notebook shut and says, "It is indeed, and I am happy to be here. Well, as happy as I can be." And he kind of belches a little bit. He's still nauseous.
Well, I suppose that makes one of us at least.
Well, it's unfortunate. I came more prepared, but it seems many of my possessions are missing. Only what I was wearing I've kept. And also, the portal gem that I had acquired to get here was supposed to be meant for a two-way, was meant to be a two-way ticket, and I can see now that's not the case. So I've been lied to on that front, clearly. So I should probably be a little worried, yeah.
What? I look around, seeing no like obvious sun or moon, because of the mist. What time is it?
Are you asking the villagers? Sorry.
Yes, I'm asking.
It is shortly about to be supper time. Most places will be closed up now. If you're looking for rest, you may have to rough it here on the road. There are a few abandoned shacks nearby. You might want to clean them out first. More laughs from the commoners.
I don't think anybody here knows how to tell a joke.
I very suddenly like whip around like I'm looking for something. Did anybody else hear that?
Did I hear anything? I have a 22 perception.
I only hear the oppressive magic of this place grating on my nerves.
All right. I kind of relax, but still seem a little unsteady. Maybe I'm just hearing things.
Well, can you point us in the direction of a shelter that we can clear out? One that you would suggest hasn't been rotted away?
He points to the northeast. I'll drop a sphere over where he's pointing to. You see a run-down looking shack with the door half blown off. That one is unoccupied. he says, with not even a monicum of hospitality.
And what's the giant stone building adjacent to that?
You would best to avoid that place. All travelers who enter there do not leave.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Well, that was certainly ominous.
Are these children still crying in the corner over here?
Yes, you do still hear the soft whimpers from the two children on the roadside, opposite the group of commoners.
I'm gonna approach them and kneel down and just try to find out if they're okay. Are you little ones okay?
They stand alone in the middle of the street. A girl no more than 10, clutching the hand of her younger brother, and her dress is tattered, but once fine. The boy holds a stuffed doll, its head lolling to one side, sewn eyes half ripped. Their skin is pale and their eyes are hollow, not with death, but with something worse. Abandonment, fear, memory. The girl steps forward and her voice just above a whisper replies, "There's a monster in our house. It's hurting our baby brother. We locked it in the house in the basement, but we're scared." Her brother tugs at her arm, glancing nervously back at the looming 3-story townhouse behind him. "Please, can you help us?" Behind them, the fog thickens, drawing a circle around the house like a noose. There's no one else on the street now. The commoners have moved on. Only you, them, and the house.
I turn and look back at the rest of the group.
So these guys are gone now? Okay.
They said their little brother is trapped in the house with a monster.
Well, we should help them.
Considering how fast those other guys got out of Dodge, I think nobody else will.
The fog parts just enough for you to see it. A tall, narrow house nestled between buildings like a rotting tooth and a broken smile. Its windows are dark glass panes, like blind eyes, and the once elegant stone facade is stained with years of mold, soot, and silence. There is no wind, but the house groans. The iron gate creaks open, not at your touch, but with a resistant invitation. The yard is dead. No grass, no weeds, just brittle earth and the withered skeleton of a hedge that surrounds the property like a failed attempt to keep something in. As you approach the front steps, the chill in the air deepens, not the bite of the cold, but something more intimate. It sinks into your bones, like the house is already inside you.
Okay, guys, I am going to sneak ahead. Try to keep the light off me.
The heavy oak door looms before you, Its frame is carved with worn images, twisting vines, roses, thorns, and faces. The doors seem to push ajar as you approach from 50 to 60 feet away. You think the twisted vines and thorns are faces, weather-worn but human in their agony. From behind you, the street has vanished into mist. And from inside the house, you hear something. A soft lullaby, out of tune, sung by a voice that hasn't drawn breath in years. Rose and Thorn, sort of leading the pack, walk into the house, beckoning you all inside. And as they do so, they suddenly disappear.
Oh, that's not creepy.
Scion remarks, "Piking, hells, if this isn't how welcoming the towns are in Barovia, I'd hate to see the rest of it."
Like they disappear as they cross the threshold, or
Yeah, they walk in past the threshold and they sort of just like fade out like an old Windows 98 screensaver.
Are you still in there?
Just bit by bit.
There's a
You
good
hear-
chance those were an illusion.
You hear no response, but as you enter into the entrance hall, the grand oak doors now groan as they begin to slowly open. And a dim foyer stretches before you, its walls clad in mahogany paneling, red carpeted staircase that climbs upward, while mounted wolf heads leer from the walls with glassy eyes that catch what little light remains.
And the fire's lit.
Lit and warm. You find that to be the one comforting feature of the house thus far. As you get into the main hall there, polished paneling covers the walls, carved with children dancing among the twisted vines that you saw on the door. At first playful, their smiles seem too wide, their teeth a little too sharp. A cold draft suddenly seeps down from the stairwell above, and that warmth you felt a moment ago is gone and fleeting.
Hey, City Slicker.
that could be anybody.
It's
Bert.
you.
Oh,
It's you, Goblin. Or it's you,
That-
Bungle, because you said you're
that
from
could
a
be
city.
anybody.
I know we're in danger here, but what's your name?
I am Dusk. I offer like a small nod, and like as is customary in Ravnica, I openly present my guild symbol. It's a large symbol of a sun.
It's a large
Scion
symbol.
hears you say Ravnica, and he opens his notebook again and says, "Fascinating," and he begins writing again.
Well, nice to meet you,
It's
Dusk.
the Selesnya symbol, if not
Yeah.
that you would have
Mhm.
reference for that.
I just look at it. Cool. My name's Plez. And
Says,
Plez is going to pull out his great axe loot and present it to you.
Like you hold it out as though for me to take it, or you're
No,
just
no, no,
showing-
like presenting it like you're presenting your
Oh,
guild.
okay, yeah, sure.
I think you're showing me a cool thing, and I'm
Um,
showing you a cool thing.
I like kind of look it up and down, and I'm like, okay, that's a new one. This seems a bit Rectosian. You don't
Well,
happen
I
to
mean-
be about slaughter and pleasure and like sinning a bunch, do you?
No, but I did
Oh, okay.
find the axe from the dead body of a Hell Knight.
Interesting. It sounds much like the factions in Sigil, Scion remarks as he keeps writing.
Huh. Well, Suppose as long as you don't try to kill me and use my blood to lubricate whatever activities you're involved in, I think we'll get along just fine.
That sounds disgusting.
How were you able to kill a Hell Knight?
As I look around, do I notice anything like blood or like what's the condition inside the home?
It's elegant. The only thing that looks really out of place is there's a vining that is sort of beginning to cover the walls. But underneath, it's, like I said, grand oak doors and mahogany paneling, red carpeted staircase. Things are pretty immaculate outside of the little layer of dust. It looks like the home has been absent, maybe a butler. Or a caretaker, for that matter.
Cyan has been concentrating on detect magic, and I still have it up. What kind of magic would I detect in the area?
Let's see here.
I assume the fog is very interfery, though.
Like watching through the rabbit ear static.
All right, your detect magic is going to be better if you stand on one leg and have your right hand stretched out really high. Who asked about the Hell Knight?
Me, Elias.
The paladin.
I will turn to you, Elias, and say, well, I didn't kill a Hell Knight. There was a clash in my town, and this was pulled from the wreckage. I call it grief string.
It's your bow you're talking about, just to be clear?
This is my great axe loot.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Grief string.
The axe.
And I'll to the paladin. My name's Plez. What's yours?
Gonna put my hand over my chest. You can see a cross tied to my gauntlet. I am Elias, a knight of the Silver Order.
While this is happening, I'm gonna peep this door.
When he says knight, I'm going to look over to him and I want to say, I am Ray, squire to Sir Jordan of Slomnia. Unfortunately, the knight I was squire of is no longer with us.
I understand your pain, for my order is no more. I fear I am the sole surviving member.
Well, anybody see any way down? The kid said the basement.
Perhaps we should take a look around these floors before we descend into the basement.
I'll check out this little cubby over here.
Good idea.
Hey, Dusk. What do you see over there?
Yes. I don't know.
Because you were the first one to kind of peel off.
Dusk, the room that
Elias
you're
is
looking
gone,
at
too.
is dominated by a fireless hearth and draped furniture frozen in perfect order. Dusk clings to the snarling head of wolves mounted on the walls, their jaws open in silent howls.
Looks as though they may fancy themselves hunters of some renowned. Interesting choice on the preparation.
I will follow
Place-
Dusk in to keep them company.
This place is far too tidy for its outside appearance. There's magic at work here for sure.
This must just be a storage room.
Yeah, I mean, I'll rummage around a bit looking for indications of, like, occupancies past. If I don't find anything, I move on.
The food on the dining room table, does it look old and moldy, or does it look as nice as it looks in here?
It looks old and moldy, like putrid. I mean, the chicken is reached a state of blackness, and not from being charred or burnt, but literally just from decay. As is most of the rest of the food on the table, either a fuzzy whitish blue or just a dark black color. The
Let's go find everybody else.
pretty hideous odor coming from it.
Agreed.
As well.
This place is very off-putting.
A strange state the house is left in if the children are meant to be living here.
I think we've been sold a bill of goods, gentlemen.
This looks like the kitchen.
Still no way down, it seems. Perhaps we go up?
Is there anything in the kitchen that we notice?
Kitchen is pretty tidy. There's some dishware and cookware utensils placed on the shelves. Looks pretty normal. A work table is a cutting board, rolling pin atop it. There's a stone and a dome-shaped oven that stands near the east wall. There's a bent iron stovepipe connecting to a hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door leading to a well-stocked pantry area. And all the food in the pantry appears fresh, but tastes bland.
Appears fresh.
Who tasted it?
I'm incredibly hungry right now. So, if anybody was going to.
In the area, I'd like to check around and see if there are any, like, hidden doors or traps.
I would like to aid you in your investigation.
Yeah, I'm just kind of stalking around a bit, like hunting for anything, I suppose.
May I roll?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll investigation from either D&D Beyond on your character sheet or with Avre, either one is fine.
And I believe I get advantage because he's aiding me.
Yep.
So that's the first
That works.
one.
Okay, yeah, you just rolled that. Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a normal one first and then was like, oh, wait, I didn't roll with advantage. So 16.
You look around the room and you find a small door in the southwest corner of the kitchen. It's a dumbwaiter, a little 2-foot wide stone shaft containing a wooden elevator box attached to a simple rope and pulley mechanism that must be operated manually. The shaft connects to what looks like an upstairs area. You tell from outside of that building that this is a multi-level building You're not sure how high up it goes. Hanging on the wall next to the dumbwaiter is a tiny brass bell attached to wires to buttons in those other places in the house.
Well, at least it seems like these bells, if we find more of them, may be a decent signal.
Fair.
At a glance, if you want to call the investigation, you looking at the dumbwaiter and the rope and the mechanism and all that stuff I just described, you would suspect that the mechanism can support up to 200 pounds of weight before breaking, and that a small enough character could climb into that box.
Small though, not medium.
Small.
Sorry, don't take me too literally there. Just under 200
Okay,
pounds.
that's why I asked.
Maybe not
Lighter.
Maybe not the 6-footers.
Not the big
So that-
ones.
The paladin full plate. Oh, he can get up there.
Yeah, get in there.
Well,
6 foot
there
4.
there are stairs in the main area, the connecting hallway. I don't think we need to use this as much.
Does it appear to go down into the basement or no?
No,
I
just
saw
up.
them going up.
Yeah, just up.
So there's a bell, right, attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Elias would like to reach out and chime the bell.
Oh no.
You hear a little ding a ding 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 ding, and it sort of echoes throughout the house up what the dumbwaiter shaft must go up. Several floors is what you hear, because you hear that ring echo not once but twice, almost climbing up the shaft, each following in succession.
I'll call out to the rest. Do you guys want to check out the stairs?
Yes, it seems we should probably go upstairs now. Though whatever's up there, if anything is up there, it likely hurt us.
It's not
Yeah.
like we walk
Cyan kind
around
of
quiet.
shrugs, unconvinced anything's up there.
Dumbwaiters can be dangerous. The bell is placed there essentially to keep people from using it, or keeping their hand or head or body parts, perhaps, out of the shaft while the dumbwaiter's in use. So the bell is rung as a courtesy to anybody else who may be using it at the time.
Adjust my height setting.
Always got to get it just right.
Yeah. Oh no, I suddenly vanished.
It's parts like this where the shift click hold is the most useful, though. Always helps me a lot.
As you make it up the stairs, unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall, and hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait of a family. 2 smiling children and a mother and father. You recognize the children right away, the children that were outside the house. Cradled in the father's arms, however, is a swaddled baby, which the mother regards with a hint of scorn in her face, even in this portrait. Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors in the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths, although close inspection reveals that the youths aren't really dancing, but fighting off swarms of bats. The red marble staircase that started on the first floor continues its upward spiral, and a cold draft can be felt coming down the steps.
Looking at the suit of armor, do the weapons look like they're in decent shape?
They look pristine, seasoned.
What type of armor does it look like?
The armor, while of an old style, does appear to be ironclad.
This is weird.
I'm gonna move forward and investigate this picture a little more. Is there like any indication of how old this painting is? Whether it be like weathering damages or like something written on it?
I don't think he heard you.
That was because I was muted.
Yeah. Oh.
I will do that frequently. If there's ever a really awkward silence, sometimes my brain is calculating and I am just really slow. But most times I'm muted. Sorry. Go ahead and do a perception check. There's like a faded text at the bottom of the painting that you're looking at, and it's tough to read. So you kind of like lean in, like an old person like me would do when they're having trouble reading.
Significantly worse. 6.
Oh no. You struggle to see it, but you like you know something's there. Phone a friend.
Somebody else come and look at this. I think my head's a bit foggy from
Missed.
Who has good eyes?
whatever is happening.
I got an 11. I didn't do much better.
I will take a look with my eyes, with my special eyes.
Our passive perception guy takes a
No,
look
not
and
perception.
he...
Sorry, I misrolled.
No worries.
2. I don't see crap.
Oh, we do not glean any further information.
Painting to that.
It's
Wow,
not,
we're really batting 1,000.
it's not
Done
going
in
good.
by a painting.
Someone tried to persuade the DM to do something else besides what they're doing right now.
I'm just gonna walk up the wall, take the painting
Like
down,
Spider-Man?
and then walk back down the wall, so we can see it better in the light. I don't know. After I was attacked, I was able to do this. I don't completely understand it.
You said you're going to try and take the painting off the wall?
Yes.
So when you go to reach up to grab it, you feel it like that it's just cemented to the wall. There's something that is not hung here, but obviously like plastered literally to the wall. Whoever put this painting here intended for it to go down with the house.
Okay. I can't pull it off the wall, guys. It's built into the wall.
Well, yeah, people do that sometimes, I suppose.
Mr. Scientist.
Stuff like this is common in Sigil. The entire city is basically divinely formed.
Wait. So you
wasn't
guys
built
like
by
mount
hands.
paintings
Do
with
you sense any magic in this room? Do you still have that magic sense up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Still
still going for
concentrating on it.
10 minutes. I think there's at least half the time left on that. Let's see.
Mhm.
Give me just one moment.
And if you can check out these suits of armor with your magic sense, having pristine weapons in an abandoned house has me quite worried.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yes, I usually only see construction like this on planes where structures are divinely morphed, not built by hand. It means whoever rules this plane put this here with their mind.
That's maybe presumptuous, but I mean, not outlandish, I suppose.
Well, a lot of times it's not really a willful thing either, to be honest. They don't. It's not intentional always.
I see.
When you've spent as much time in the astral sea as I have, you know what I'm talking about.
You do sense from your detect magic that the suits of armor are indeed magical as they display that sort of dim lit aura even in this dark room. And you detect there from the School of Magic of Necromancy, or Necromancy, depending how you pronounce that. I've always been a
Scion,
necromancy kind of guy.
it's fine. I like your pronunciation. Scion quickly warns everyone that those are enchanted with dangerous magic, likely to animate an attack. They're not magical items to be picked up and used. It's a solid object, much like the other objects in this room.
Does the weapon look like I could disarm it?
No, I'm telling you, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't do that. No, it's all a thing.
Yeah, sort of like the painting. It all looks like it's glued together.
Maybe don't touch the moderately
Definitely
evil
don't.
magic
They're rigged. They're rigged for sure.
armors.
This place is held together by the craggle.
I'm going
gonna
to gingerly
not crack.
walk past them into the room.
No, I know what magical gear intended for use looks like, and that is not it.
I will follow after.
As soon as you pass the threshold, and we'll pause the movement for now if we can. You guys are fine where you're at, but
Sure.
The suits of armor begin to mobilize and immediately take defensive stances, trying to bar your way. A few of you make it actually into the room, but Elias is left on the outside as they sort of cross their swords in front of the door, blocking your way.
The one on the left side, I guess there's no left and right, but the where everybody else is not my side or also my side.
I think everybody is on your side.
I'm over here.
Oh. Oh, that's my bad. Yep, you're on Elias's side. So it looks like we got Scion, Ray, and Plez on one side of the door, passed through between the statues, and
Okay.
Elias.
But they are barring just the door to that hallway,
Yep.
not the door that I'm standing in.
No, not the door that you're standing in.
Sure. I kind of look at Elias and I'm like, Um, any ideas?
Prepare yourself.
I'm prepared, I suppose. They haven't attacked us or anything. They're just blocking the door. Yeah.
Right now.
Um,
Zion's too busy looking around with detect magic, trying to worry about magic traps and stuff to notice too well what's going on. So I role-played my bad initiative roll.
Just retroactively. That's my fault too, Dusk. I didn't see you pop into that other room.
oh yes.
And
Mhm.
had you done that before or after, basically would have triggered the same effect. They would have
Okay.
tried to bar your way.
Sure.
If you want that to
I'd
be
be
the
like
case,
over there. Yeah, yeah.
if you were trying to get into that room, we can do a dice roll to see if you made it in there prior to them doing that.
Yeah, I was just kind of peeping in there. I wasn't gonna walk in there without everybody else with me. So
No worries. That's fine. I just didn't want you to miss out on something you wanted to do. And
No,
that's
okay.
that's my bad. I try and get the angle of everybody, uh, but it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, all good. Okay. Yeah. So are they? There's no active hostilities. They are just barring the doors.
Yeah, they seem to have barred the doors in front of Elias's path as he was sort of like following along with the rest of the pack. And if you've turned and noticed this now, if you're still in the doorway, you notice like you said, yours have not really made any sort of action or any sort of defensive maneuver, but you really haven't made any active steps towards trying to get into that
Yeah.
room yet.
I suppose I would want to come over here and start like examining these statues or these suits for any indication of what's happening. Like we know that there's necromancy magic afoot, but that's about it.
Zion says from the hallway there might be a trigger to deactivate them somewhere. I'll look around in here.
Yeah, and that's
I will investigate as well.
And keep using my detect magic to look for any magic switches in the area that might work for those statues.
so we are an initiative, or we've just established initiative
Yeah,
for
I don't
when
know if I'm
somebody
supposed to
gets
roll.
hostile.
Yeah,
If and
as soon as
Okay.
they went hostile or not hostile but defensive like that, I threw out the initiative command just because we've got potential for combat and
Yeah.
to keep things sane here. What I will do is just sort of go one through one what you guys are doing in this situation as is. Oh no, I don't know what that is. I don't want a mining suit.
Possessed mining suit, bro. Sounds fire.
That does sound fun. I'll have to look at
Unlock it,
that.
bro.
I probably will. Don't tempt me with a good time.
How tall is the ceiling?
It's about 20 feet.
AADD.
Yeah.
ADD1.
Odd.
Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no.
Ready and done.
Oh no.
2-hit armor class 00.
Let's see. I want to do that again. Thank you. We got Dusk up first. So Dusk, you said you wanted to investigate like the front of the suit of armor that's currently on the left side and in a defensive
Yeah,
state.
I mean, front, back, any indication of anything. I'm from a place where there are like robots and shit, so I don't necessarily know.
This would strike you as something like that, some sort of possessed entity, right? That
Yeah.
just moved in front of you, but now again looks statuesque in its pose, which is defensive, but looks ready to move again potentially. So you're almost like a little bit hesitant as you walk up to it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't move. As you go ahead and roll your investigation check, if you did already, that's my bad too. I could take a look.
All good. No, I'm rolling now. Oh, so bad. I'm so not smart.
You sort of look around and you don't find like any switches, and you're careful not to like really touch anything. You're sort of just kind of
Yeah.
like feeling around with your eyes a little bit, but you don't notice anything. You don't notice anything that
Okay.
looks off key besides, hey, this is a weird statue that just moved, and it's sort of scaring the shit out of you, I would imagine.
Yeah. I think that's all I got. I don't have anything to like move towards anything else.
All right, let's we'll skip our suit of armor there and go right to Ray.
Inside the room, I rolled an investigation check. I got an 18.
Awesome, thank you for that. And sorry for missing it in Discord. So from where you're at inside the room, you're looking around for, I'm guessing, like switches or something to control this device. And you don't see anything, no bars or levers or anything obvious to the touch. Let's see. 18.
I also investigated, but poorly and with detect magic.
I mean, that's what I'm doing. My action is I'm searching around the room, looking for anything that might have triggered them. If, and that's all I do on my turn.
You see at the base of the door a small little wire that looks to be limp or loose. And you can see that it connects to a small little hole that's fed at the edge or the base of the door, just on the left side of the right statue. So it looks like this wire, when the door is shut, it would be retracted into this hole, and you can kind of see as you close the door, it sort of roughly feeds back into that hole. You need to actually guide it in order to do so. And if you take your hands and begin to feel on that wire, you can see that you can actually guide it all the way back into the hole and shut the door. And when you do that, outside the room, the knights become like they were. Suits of armor, I should say, become like they were. They're no longer in a defensive pose, and the blade flies past your face pretty quickly, but does no damage to you. Dusk.
Ah. But now the door is closed.
And now the door is closed.
Okay. Well, that's slightly less helpful. I guess. if we like open and close the door multiple times, is that like the trigger for this? I would like to back up before we do this.
Nothing stopping you from trying.
Well, I'm not gonna open and close. I need one of you to do that.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to lose an arm.
Yeah, because the all of the sharp things are on my side of the door. I'm trying to discern if there's an amount of timing that we could do to just kind of get past this, because obviously there was some amount of time between the first time we opened the door, people walking in, and the statues activating.
True.
And if they're purely mechanical rather than like sentient magic suits of armor, then
It seems 3 of us did waltz right through before they activated.
Sion, do you think you might be able to gum up the workings here and keep it static while we cut it? If I give you a little inspiration.
Oh, well, that might help. Let's see what we got, though.
Where did the
Cyan is
blade
going
come
to
from?
summon up his mage hand, and he's going to, well, do just that. Force it to stick itself, just stick the finger right in there and mess it up.
The blade. To give you a more, I guess, detailed description of where the blade came from, both of them are sort of standing at arms with their shields in front of them, hands placed above the shield, just at the top of it. And when the threshold got crossed by a few of the party members and that line got pulled all the way, the door got opened all the way, I guess I should say, they immediately drew their swords, almost in unison. The knight on the left side of the door incoming drew with his left hand. The knight on the right side of the door incoming drew with his right hand and crossed their blades together in an X formation, blocking the door. When they did that, the party members outside of the door and the party members inside were far enough away to where it didn't cause any harm to anybody. When you close the door, when they did it in reverse, putting their arms back away, Dusk felt the whoosh of the blade fly past his face as it neared maybe 6 inches away from his eye. So hopefully that gives you a better description of kind of what happened when the door got open, closed, and what you're up against in terms of this mechanism that's in front of you, or between you, I should say.
yeah, I mean, just open and close the door a few times, figure out if this is magical or mechanical, and then like if it's mechanical, we can probably either gum up whatever this mechanism is or time it so that we can come through with the rest of the party.
Well, we haven't looked around the room in here either.
That's true. Well, we can hang out here.
I will look through the room I'm in.
I don't feel immediately in danger at the moment, I guess.
Now that we know where the mechanism is, can I investigate the mechanism itself?
Yeah, like the little wire and the whole.
Yeah,
wire.
I want to see if we can discern if we can gum it up. Again, trying to get the party back together rather than splitting.
Let's see here.
Suppose you'll have the assistance of my mage hand for the remaining minute as well.
That wouldn't really assist me on devising the mechanism.
Oh yeah, you're thinking, not doing yet.
I was kind of hoping that you'd use the inspiration that I just gave you to come over and investigate and gum up the works with help.
Well, we can try that.
If you want to do like
'Cause
an
that's-
investigation check over there, Dan, that's fine.
Yeah, I wanted to check out this area real quick to
Or
see if anything
or you can do
stuck
like
out to
a
me with magic or with detect magic.
you can do like a perception check if you'd like as well, Ray, to give him some visual advice or anything that you observe from, kind of looking over the mechanism itself.
Are they gumming it up on the inside or the outside?
They're on the inside, so
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
assume that
I'll walk over there and help.
yeah, I would assume they'd be trying to do it from the inside, but I don't know what their plan is, and they could get pretty creative, I bet.
Well,
So
the first
nothing
thing is
happened when I stuck my mage hand into the hole to try and trigger it. Or maybe we should try that with the door open.
You said you wanted to stick your mage hand into the keyhole.
Yeah, into the wire hole or whatever, and try and re-trigger the device.
Into the wire hole, like in place of the wire.
Yeah, it's a spectral hand and it's a dark hole. I'll put my mage hand in there.
Got it.
Stick it in there hard,
I think
like
Mage Hand sort of has the
it's my
same
ear.
ability to like take up as much space as it wants to and be as small as it wants
That's
to.
what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's like spectral or whatever.
Right. I think that would work. It shoves the enough force through. All right.
A small amount, yeah.
I actually I think that works. I think you could click through this trap with that. When
It's a delicate device. It should be enough.
When you open the door again, you see the blades sort of again retract. Not retract. They pull them out and form that X formation again, barring Dusk and Elias's way. But as you
is Plez now able to put it back together so that we know about it and can just step over it now instead of re-triggering it?
Well, when you push your mage hand into that, it sort of causes them to defensively, or stop their defensive maneuver, and they retract their blades. But the mage hand needs to stay there in order for that to, to remain that way.
So as I'm observing the mechanism, can I identify as he's pressing it, triggering the trap? Can I identify how the mechanism is working?
Yeah, you can clearly see that there's some sort of pressure or gauge, and that wire, when completely retracted into that hole, is sort of like on a spring. As soon as that spring catches, they retract their swords. As soon as it loosens all the way, they pull them all the way out. And that's why the door needed to be opened all the way in order to engage it.
Is it a one-sided of the door frame or both that need to be taut? So, for example, if we took the one that needs to be taut on one side to make the spring open, we could cut it and then run it around the door frame, creating that creating the pressure on the spring to keep it taut and still let our people go through.
You have the concept, but it's only on one side of the door. So it's just on the side of the door that's closest to that little hole, and it's basically just connected to the door itself. It almost looks like it goes into the door. And you're not sure how far it goes through the door, but you can see that it doesn't go out the other side, the hinged side. But the handle side, you can see goes into that tiny little crevice or hole that's actually in the stone wall that's facing the door handle.
So it sounds like we could probably squeeze through here as long as the door's not all the way open. Or...
Yeah, what I'm asking though is can I rig it that way so that they can get through the door?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you see that mage hand pushed into there, what you see immediately, and that's sort of how you discern everything, watching him do that and observing the hole, observing the string itself.
Yeah, you could probably just stick something in there, honestly. As long as
sticking something in triggered the trap. What we need to do is pull it taut in order to keep it in a state of open. So that's what I'm talking about is I'm rigging it so that basically the wire on the other side, the side that's not connected to the spring, we're going to cut that. We're going to bring it out and we are going to pull it taut so that it will reset it and we're going to attach it to something else in the room.
And that way you don't have to keep your mage hand stuck in there.
Yes.
Does the floor look like it's made out of wood,
Anything
right?
heavy around?
Sorry, two questions at once, one at a time, guys.
Go ahead.
I said the floor is made out of wood, right?
Yes.
So point where you want me to put an arrow.
And what was your question, Sion?
No, I got a similar line of thinking. Either find a weight or pin it to the ground. That works too.
Yep.
I'll put an arrow where you want it, and we can just tie it off to the arrow.
I love it when
That's
a
what we're
plan
doing
comes
then.
together.
Teamwork it together.
All right, let me see here. Let's do some ability checks for this.
Mm-hmm. So I would think probably like sleight of hand, maybe,
Yeah.
as we're trying to keep it from going.
For the rigging or de-rigging,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would be in this case, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see that.
And would you consider them aiding?
Yeah, I think both of them aiding just gives you the advantage. I mean, whenever I have multiple party members aiding, I don't really do like a double advantage. Or
What are you
anything
gonna do?
like that.
Double
Just,
advantage?
Well, I
guess
mean,
you could
there's
get crazy.
Oh, well, that's a nat 20.
Well, there you go. Who needs help when you can do just that? Well, immediately you guys are sort of impressed with Pleza's handiwork as he quickly goes to work, and within a matter of about 67 seconds, he comes up with a de-rigging plan for the door. He quickly executes it, and you can see the door now stands ajar, and the two knights stand in their original formation or position, allowing you to pass through unharmed.
Yeah. And there's no string to stumble over. Nice. Know someone would fail that dex check. And knowing my luck, it would be me.
You look back on your work, Plez, pleased with yourself, and you can kind of see this should hold at least for the next few hours, at least unless an earthquake or something like that hits the house.
Yep. Ray shot the perfect arrow, and I was able to tie it around in the perfect place.
Some nice dungeoneering improvisation there. Good job, guys.
All right. Now let's investigate. I see books and a chest.
And you can get on top of the books.
You
I'm
see-
tall.
you see
I'm
the-
taller than the tall man.
You see red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room, and an exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high-backed chair face the entrance of the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in the corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall. A rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the higher shelves. These tall bookshelves line the walls, stuffed with tomes of alchemy and dark lore. The ladder's rungs are coated with thick dust, and the faint, bitter smell of incense lingers in the air.
I investigated looking for anything magic. Did anything catch my eye? Got a 23.
Some of the books on the wall catch your eye. Many of them glow. It would be tough to give you each of their schools of magic, but you see something from, I guess I should say, each school of magic in that case, amongst the books. If any in particular strike your fancy?
Well, I'm always on the lookout for magic books and stuff like that. So, yeah, I put some in my now empty, unfortunately, pack.
From which schools of magic do you select these books?
I don't know. I guess I grabbed the one with the enchantment school first. I don't know.
Okay.
Abjuration, enchantment, abjuration, evocation. I avoid the necromancy one though.
That book has like a skull with a snake coming out of the mouth. Off-putting to
Yeah,
you,
I'm just worried it's
apparently.
going to be another trap.
All right. Just mark down that you took those 3 books for me in your notes for today's session. Make sure you
I mean,
keep...
I would like to take all of them, but if it's annoying or greedy, then maybe not.
And I can get you a description of what the books are.
I am a book freaking hoarder, so yeah. Anytime I see stuff like that, I will try to take like all of it.
At the moment, to you, it's just an unidentified text. What you find to be most interesting is nothing is in anything of a language that you can understand. So, as a scholar and scientist, I'm sure that
Okay.
that piques your interest.
Going to need some more magic to unravel these. Nice, nice. I always love stuff like that.
Yep.
I packed them away with a giddy little emote, and go ahead.
There's also a desk drawer that you see sort of also emitting that glow from the cracks of it. Whereas you normally would see that dark black etchings around the mahogany desk, you see that dim white light of magical aura.
After seeing Plez's handiwork with the door, Sion's going to call him over and ask him to see if this is locked.
You got hands. You can check.
Well, I mean, and open it too, of course.
You're making me do the dirty work,
my
huh?
mage hand, then. I'll try to open it with my mage hand in case something happens. I'll stand back.
So where's the door?
Stand back too.
If you put your mage
Where's
hands,
the chest?
I'm sorry, the desk is
Yeah, the desk.
over
Okay.
here, just with this little chest on it.
Yeah, I thought I heard the word door, and I'm like, there's no door around here.
Drawer. Sorry, that's my Chicago coming out.
That's it.
It's all good.
The drawer.
The wall. Nice.
The desk drawer
So does anything happen?
the desk drawer is locked. As your mage hand tries to pull it, you hear the click of a lock against the door jam.
No sign of traps triggering.
No, it looks to be just a normal, legitimate lock.
I look around. Do I see any keys anywhere?
You look around. Passive perception. Don't see any keys. Anybody in the room?
Well, it doesn't seem trapped. Would you like to try to get us in there? Cyan asks Crafty Plez.
I don't have the tools for this.
You know what? You know what? I think everybody. Hold on. You've checked that it's not magical, correct?
Yep. Yeah, Detect Magic said no magic on this guy. It does look like there's something magical inside the drawer, though, to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the drawer.
Did we visually inspect for traps? Like rattle it around, make sure that it didn't,
He mage hand
Nope.
grabbed it and tried to
Yeah.
open it and did the rattle, but that's about it.
I need somebody with better eyes than me to go up and rattle the chest.
Any volunteers?
Rattle the chest. Okay.
Yeah, looking to make sure nothing's suspicious out of it. Sometimes you can hear the little rattle of a mechanism inside of something.
So I'll close my eyes and listen intently while he pokes it with his mage hand.
You got to hear it with your fingers. Like, I'll do an investigation on it, but
Yeah,
I'll just help you with the
investigating too,
investigation, man.
Hmm?
I said I'll help you with the investigation.
I have a +1.
So do I.
I'm fine with
Okay.
doing an
let me do
investigation check on
the
it.
roll. Just help me then. Help me. I'm the int guy.
All right. So the thing is, when you're looking for a trap, especially a goblin-made trap, you want to look for any kind of like weird markings on it. But normally the other species, like they have more refined ways of doing it. So if it looks overly gaudy, normally it's a trap. So you got to kind of shake it and rattle it and hear the little pins go.
I thank you for your advice, but I find it highly unlikely goblins made any traps here.
Well,
But
yeah,
I'll keep it
I'm
in mind.
there. Aid.
Aid. Provide aid for investigate.
Do I get advantage then?
I mean, I don't really want to give it to you, but yeah. You
Fair.
do. You're lucky.
Begrudgingly.
You're lucky everybody's not dead around you yet. And you can get that
All
advantage.
right, I got a 19 on the potentially deadly trap investigation.
Wowzers. No, I think the investigation is going to tell you differently. The investigation is going to tell you that this is a very standard, normal-looking lock, and it appears to be just like a lock on the desk drawer itself. So apologies for the chest being on that desk. It's probably a little bit confusing. There is a chest on the desk, but it's more like just filled
is
with like
eye drawing.
quills and paper and pens
Oh.
and useless crap.
Oh, cool.
The drawer
This is great.
itself, though, is emitting this strange light, and it has this sort of like, just normal circular little 1-inch lock that looks like you could probably stick like a letter opener or a blade in. And it seems like a pretty basic lockpick for anybody with tools. If you don't have tools, it also seems like a lock that could be busted open pretty easily. And that's what I'll say from the investigation check. With aid.
Oh, I've got goblin lockpicking tools.
Oh, you do?
I'm gonna take out my knife
Go ahead.
and I'm going to shove it into the jam of it, and I'm gonna use my axe as a lever for it.
Jeez.
I'm assuming this would be an athletics check if I'm guessing correctly. Or strength.
I think we'll just, I mean, that's same thing, right? That's fine. We just do an athletics check.
24.
Okay. You snap the lock off the wood paneling on the outside of the drawer, and it exposes the inside of the lock, which sort of falls apart if you tinker your blade in there at all. And I'll say you do with the 24. You kind of like break it off and then jam your knife in there, and like you really get in there. And when you do so, the lock falls off into the drawer, and you hear the of the lock, and the drawer falls just slightly a millimeter ajar.
I'm gonna crack every little bit of cartilage that I have in my body, and then jump off the desk and go, well, up to you guys.
I need to know the amount of cracks that just occurred into the deafening silence of the death house.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a D100 roll here.
Nice.
Oh my god.
It's the best way to
It's
decide
too many
it.
vertebrae, bro.
82.
He's cracking his neck, cracked his ears, cracked his toes, fingers, knuckles, eyeballs. Everything gets cracked. Abdomen is cracked. Pelvis is cracked. Knees are cracked. Ankles are cracked. Toes are cracked. Sorry for saying all that, but I had to, and that's awesome that you rolled a D100 too. I like you guys already, just saying. And yeah, you pull open the drawer to reveal a golden key sitting in solitude on a small square velvet patch. It looks like a doily, maybe, or perhaps a Kleenex, a handkerchief. The key looks like
Alas.
one of those old school, like brass two-toothed keys. Looks very, very old.
But it also looks enchanted or something, right?
It does.
Glowing.
It's glowing. Yeah, it's
Okay.
glowing. And it is certainly from the School of Enchantment. It is an enchanted key.
Well, that certainly opens something important. We'll keep that safe.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. Elias reaches in and picks the key up and the handkerchief. Kind of turns the key around in his hands and looks at the handkerchief. Are there any insignia on it or anything? Initials?
There is. You see a family crest, and the initials are GD. Like, god damn it.
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll continue exploring the rooms.
Sorry about that. Let me focus on you for a little bit there. Where are you?
Scion
my
is
goals,
enamored
so
with
it's
his
easier
new
for you to
tome,
find me.
so he's distracted. Sorry, go ahead.
Dusk, are you sort of looking at... That's Dusk, right?
Over in this far cubby.
Yeah, you're sort of looking at books over there.
Yeah, I'm just kind of checking out what's in here. Again, for the concept of children being here, I'm very interested in the relative age of everything in this building, and also if I can find a tome about like general gods here, I would like to justify my religious proficiency.
Are we talking like happy gods, like gods of the the morning
Whatever
lord?
gods.
Are we talking about
whatever,
unhappy gods? Because we have both here in this library.
If there's like an idiot's guide to Faerun pantheons,
You see-
I'll take something like that.
You see Faerun Panthon's Spark Notes. I think that's about the little
Sure, that
yellow
works for
and
me.
black diagonally striped pamphlet book.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Because
Okay.
for me to have religious proficiency, it would be awkward being from somewhere else.
No, you would see a book like that here, I would say, and after searching around the room for long enough, given the amount of time that you guys have spent in this room, I'd say you've found just that.
Sure, sounds great.
Is anybody else looking for anything specific, or are they just sort of looking around in an area of the room? And if you are, just let me know where you're at, and I will get to you. I'm still having trouble putting names and voices to characters, guys, so just bear with me. I will get there.
All right. Well, Ray Shadowwalker is just inspecting all the shelves, looking for anything that looks like out of place, maybe signs of
Oh, there's a pink button.
like if the shelves can be moved, stuff like that.
Jiggling books, are you?
Looking to see if there's any books that catch my interest.
I mean, the bookshelves, they hold hundreds of tomes, so it's almost like overwhelming. And I don't know how many of you are book fans or like video game fans or anything like that, but when you walk into a store like that or a surplus area of something like that, seeing the amount you see in front of you can be overwhelming. The topics range from history to warfare to alchemy, and you see several shelves containing first edition collected works of poetry and fiction. The books are sort of rotting and falling apart in certain areas, but many of them are in great shape. One in front of you sort of stands out. It's blood red, and it has a leather spine on it.
I'll reach for it.
You touch it, and your fingers feel moist as you make contact with the book's spine. If you pull them away, you would see blood on your fingers. If you continue pulling the book out, it just sort of seeps down your hand, pooling into your palm.
Ooh. Curious.
Well, guys, I found a bloody book.
Language.
Literally, I found a bloody book.
I'm interested in this.
Zion, bloody book.
Well, that's interesting. Does it glow
this-
magically at all?
It's not magical, but it does look to be real
It's still
blood.
wet and bloody, though.
Yeah. Almost like it had laid in a pool of blood.
Well,
Do I
that's
smell the blood?
disconcerting. Cyan will try to open the book. It's not magical. What could it possibly do?
When you open the book, you see that the blood stops dripping from the back of the spine as you curl it through its pages. I'm not sure exactly where you flip to, the middle or the beginning or the end of the book.
The beginning, whatever.
No matter. It sort of immediately stops dripping in that fashion. You hear it stop dripping is the first thing you notice. And it was dripping onto your boots, so you feel it stop dripping is the second thing that you notice. And the third thing you notice is the blood begins to absorb through the back of the book and into the front of the pages, revealing words on the pages, etched out in blood.
Ooh. Anything I can read?
It doesn't look
Anything
to
I
be
can read?
in any discernible language that you've ever seen, and nothing matching any of the books or tomes that you pulled off the shelf even. This appears to be some sort of nomadic or almost prehistoric text, like glyphs and small little images of stick figures.
Probably primordial.
I can read primordial.
I'm not. Don't take that for. I'm just making a comment.
That's a
Do you
great.
mind
It's
if
great role play because him saying that out loud discerns that this is indeed not primordial.
I hold my hand out, kind of asking for the book.
What was that?
The characters continue to dance on the page. The blood continues to spread to different areas, and a story unfolds before you. But one, you have no idea what it entails.
Ooh, everyone gather around. This non-magical book has some non-magic for us. Wow. Cyan seems amazed that this is being done without any apparent sign of magic.
Interesting.
So everyone's watching the little book now, I guess. Watching the story.
It's difficult for any of you to make any sense of what is going on the pages, but you can clearly tell that a story is being told upon them.
So it looks more like a Rorschach test or something than anything that we can discern like what's actually happening.
At one point, my brain did know what that was, but now that is not the case.
Ink plot test.
Yeah, so no, I mean, yeah, I guess it could be close to something like that. I picture it in my head more like sort of a mixture between dots and dashes and cave drawings that you'd find in prehistoric times. The first tellings of man, perhaps.
Scion is interested in this book, and he is going to try and wipe the blood off of it and wrap it safely and put it away.
Maybe we can find someone that can read it.
This is a weird book. This book would get you into Candlekeep.
I don't know where that is.
Well, I'm not going to explain it.
Well,
What a great response.
I have no response for that. I'm going to go investigate the next room.
As a
Let's go over
sci-
here.
as a
Are there
scientist,
any
as a
are there any
scient-
guardians against that next room?
Let's see here.
There is not. I don't see any shields. I just see an open door.
As a scientist, Scion, which that's gonna be tough to say in succession. Oh my god,
A scientist.
that's a lot
A
of S's.
scientist.
A lot of S's, challenging my lisp. So you would probably, I would say, be left to deduce that there is some sort of blood magic attached to that book, which is something that, as a scientist, you are not necessarily convinced is a real thing, and this book may be either proof towards your theory, or
Scion is very interested in it then.
yeah, or it could be proof towards the opposite, which you probably find even more intriguing. Which I'm sure you're the type of character that
Ooh, I like this.
being
This is gonna
wrong
help with my
turns you
backstory.
on a little bit more than being right, because it leads to discovery and new knowledge, right? So I would say that's the general feel you get from the book, and I don't want to tell you how your character's feeling, but to give you some godly insight as to what your feelings are. That's what I would say.
I think I found the servants' quarters, guys.
One last question about the book. Did I happen to stop it from bleeding when I put it away, or is it going to always bleed in my pack? I don't know why I'm wasting time asking about this. I'm sorry.
Your pack's gonna get all bloody.
God damn it.
Carrying on to your question, you did indeed find what looks to be the servants' room with tidy servants' uniforms hanging from the hooks and in the adjoining closets there. And you also see the dumbwaiter in the corner of this room. The tiny button and a little bell.
When everyone else is looking around, I want to take the blood that's on my hand and lick it.
Mhm. Is that from the book? Touching the book?
Yes.
Interesting.
You taste the fresh iron in the blood, and it quenches you. You're surprised that you enjoy its taste.
Does
Not salty like you'd expect, but sweet, succulent even.
Not like blood should taste.
Oh, maybe not to one that.
Does it taste like the blood of my master, Sir Jordan?
It does not.
Okay.
Sounds like the blood
So
of
it
a
doesn't taste
diabetic.
like human blood.
No, sorry, I misunderstood your question. It wouldn't taste like his blood per se, and I would say you would know the difference, almost like a dog, between one or two people. However, it does taste like human blood, to answer your question.
Okay.
Only a goblin would know that. No one else here would know that.
Well, yeah, he's like I'm a connoisseur of steaks, sometimes of the human nature.
Hey, sometimes a goblin's got to eat.
You eat what you eat when
So
you're on the road.
I would like to investigate this room and
Certainly.
check these chests at the foot of the beds and
There's nothing really interesting in any of them. You find all of the footlockers to be empty, unfortunately. It's just dusty, couple cobwebs, few dead spiders, but nothing active or interesting in them. Probably the most interesting thing you see in the room is the dumbwaiter, but that you sort of already saw downstairs, and there's nothing that sticks out about this one that's really any different than that one.
have I seen any rats or anything with all the decayed food or
No. No sign of any
Like an animal.
animals or vermin, or even like uh, bats or birds, that may have entered through areas of the roof that have gone into disrepair. You did see several of the shingles on the outside of the roof looked like they're in disarray, and the outside of the house very much so seemed to be like it had not been taken care of in several years. You remember and recall back to the street, Svalich Road, just outside of the house. The commoner's telling you that the house was dangerous and to stay out, and that no one that entered had, came out of the adventurers that had come straggling through like you guys had.
Did
Uh,
did the commoners at any time acknowledge the children?
in a way, they did. You could tell that they could see them there, and they gave them the occasional glance, and they weren't paying them nearly as much interest as they were paying you once you guys arrived on the scene. But you could tell that they knew they were there. However, none of them reached out, said anything, turned, gave any sort of physical gesture or verbal gesture to the children to let them think that they may be of any aid.
Interesting.
Yeah, sort of cold.
all right, well the other room is guarded by those statues. So there's a high probability that this room is trapped as well.
Well, we know how to disable them now, at least.
Assuming it's the same trap.
I mean, we can figure that out.
But these doors are open. Do these statues look magical?
They do, and they glowed in the same way. Apologies if that was not clear when we were first talking about this.
I would like to look at the floor for the same signs as we saw before.
Yep. And you can see that there is a wire. However, this one is sort of just a slightly different mechanical design, as there's a double door here instead of a single. The wire itself is attached to both doors, and there's holes in both doors, and you can see that this wire actually extends out the hinge side of both doors as well and into the walls. So the wire looks to go through the doors. It's only slightly thicker
We
than the
lost
wire
you.
itself. Oop. I might have lost internet connection. It looks like I lost like a U shape exposed at the foot of the ground, but it's easy to miss if you weren't looking for it.
So are the doors currently closed or are they open? Because they're open on our screen.
Yeah, they're swung open. Yep, someone opened them up.
Okay. I would like to take an arrow and jam the doors at the bottom to make sure that they can't close.
Hmm.
Since they're already open, so if we walk into the room, they can't close behind us.
Not sure your arrow is suited to that task.
Yeah, you can
It's worth a
easily,
shot.
at point blank range, shoot an arrow at pretty much whatever angle you want to get it to, pin the door open. I'm sorry, the way you have it right now. Keep in mind this little U-shaped cord or string or wire, if you will, is still looped through both of the doors at the foot of the ground, just lying on the ground, and it looks like a tripwire. From your perspective, it looks like if you walked over this, perhaps it pulls and engages some sort of weighted trap like the last one did. It's just a slightly different design, slightly different mechanism, and saving you an investigation roll aided by your friends. You can see that stepping over it is the key to not engaging the trap.
But just in case, I wanted to just jam the doors open.
Yep, still a good measure, and it keeps that cord sort of in place and loose on the ground where it's easy to step over it.
And I'll step over the cord into the room.
Do we need dex checks to get in?
No, that's okay.
Uh,
Easy enough.
Okay.
But if you want to do something fancy as you dive in there, I can see what
No. Not at all.
I
Get a-
like a little
a
cartwheel
running
action.
start to dive and barrel roll through the door.
Some people prefer the style points, Gossamer drapes cover the windows of this elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men and women and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner. Near the fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece, and close inspection of them reveals several are carvings of well-dressed skeletons.
Okay. I'm going to investigate the instruments and just see if I notice anything off about them or.
As you pass by or begin to walk up to it, it begins to pluck itself with a soft, haunting note.
Ooh. Is that all that happens?
Mm-hmm.
You said that the skeletons were just like carvings on these like things here.
Yeah, on the mantelpiece.
Oh, up here. Okay. Sure. Stop pinging. Jesus. I'll examine this harpsichord piano thing. I don't really know anything about pianos, but I mean, I go look at it.
Piano. If any of you have ever played Final Fantasy VI, the piano in this setting is much like the piano in that setting. It is fun. It is you will tinker it and play the piano and get the satisfaction of playing it, but nothing will occur and you will receive no benefit. You will only feel like you have wasted your time trying to play piano in Final Fantasy VI, or in D&D in this case.
I don't see anything in this room. It just looks like a dance hall.
That's a pretty actually apt description. It looks like a very empty looking dance hall with a piano and some well appointed statues and carvings into the walls.
It looks like there's an upstairs that we are going to.
Yep.
3rd floor.
You know, there's no basement, but there sure is flights of stairs up here.
Just because there wasn't a path doesn't mean there isn't a basement. In fact, they told us there was one. We have knowledge that says otherwise, if you trust strange children on the street, I guess. In Sigil, we don't. We don't do that. Just
It is dark up here.
I'm gonna look over at you and go like, wait, weren't you the one who said that we needed to go in here initially?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I saw distressing children, and my knight's vow says help. So, yes.
I agree.
something seemed off. Something seemed off about those kids. Not gonna lie.
As you come to this dusty balcony, you see a suit of black plate armor. Unlike the one standing guarding the doors on the lower level, this one looks to be brand new plate armor. And it is draped in cobwebs, however. But it stands at the ready, shield in hand, sword tucked into its scabbard.
Does it look magical?
Does it look like it's intended for a person or as a decoration?
I don't know if you still have detect magic up at this point.
It might be down by now. Yeah.
I think it is. Yep. But I mean, yeah, this looks similar to the ones downstairs. Just looks a little more ominous, and it's like newer, black
darker.
plate armor. Exactly. So, from your perspective, you're like, oh fuck, every suit of armor in this house probably. Pardon my français.
Sion says, "I'm guessing that one's not coming off the wall either."
Yeah. Well, it's not on the wall. It's standing.
Well, yeah, it's a statue basically.
Yep.
It's not coming off its plinth. There you go.
Maybe not. Maybe.
I mean, if you had a barbarian here, you could sure take a hammer to it. Maybe, I don't know.
All of you give it a wide berth, standing at least 10 feet away from it.
Indeed.
What's this?
I want to peek into this white room.
Is this the bathroom?
Rain alive. Oh, it probably
You
is.
found the potty. You see a wooden tub with clawed feet and a small iron stove with a little kettle resting atop it, and a barrel under a spigot in the east wall. A cistern on the roof used to collect rainwater, which is borne down a pipe to the spigot. However, the plumbing no longer works.
Look into
To
this
investigate,
bedroom over
this
here.
is obviously a bedroom.
This appears to be the master suite.
Do we see any more paintings depicting the couple and the child with the newborn baby?
You do. You see sort of like a dust-covered portrait in the corner of the room of Gustav. And you can see that he's wearing a little um, golden chain. And there's a woman also hanging up just above that. They look to be like portrait style paintings. On the woman's painting, it says Elizabeth. And there's also like a web filled parlor in the southwest corner of this room. And it contains a table and 2 chairs resting on sort of like a dusty tablecloth is an empty porcelain bowl and a matching jug.
I would like to investigate the room with companions and see if we can find anything. Are you able to detect magic again?
Yes, but it'll take me 10 minutes. And I won't be able to aid in your investigations.
Well, I will look around the room while you do that.
You see
Fair
that there's
enough.
a door facing the foot of the bed that has a full-length mirror mounted on it. There's also a door on the other side of the room that reveals a empty, dust-choked closet with a few articles of rotting clothing inside of it, men and women's. And then there's also a door in the parlor there that leads to an outside balcony area.
I
Is
would
it
like to
actually
look
like
at
an
the.
iron locked door? Or
There's also, I'm sorry, you said the iron locked door. Apologize.
is the outside door actually this like wrought iron like locked door?
Yes, let me get that open for
Okay.
you. I wish I'd just let you open doors.
We can walk through them.
That's
We
right.
can just walk through them.
Phase! Yeah. No, and feel free to if I'm being slow about the doors. And also, just if you can, guys, I mean, feel free to call out, where you're walking around to or what you see in front of you, like. So
This obelisk thing is that connected to the house in any way other than, or is that okay? Never mind. It's an outside pillar of it.
Yeah, it's hard with the scaling.
yeah, the
Sometimes
extrusion,
it's hard to see the architecture, but yeah, it's just like a support beam for the roof.
Mhm.
Yep.
How's the plant life out in this garden?
It actually looks, relatively healthy. The thing about Barovia is it's kind of strange. There's like 0 sunlight ever, and you can tell that from your time spent here so far. However, the plant life seems to thrive without it. Most of it does seem to be like very prolific plant life, vines and weeds and things that look nasty and like they could prick you and may have interesting things living inside of them. So it's not like beautiful environs, but it is lush and healthy.
Interesting. Well,
Back inside.
I assume this is the top of the dumbwaiter.
The dumbwaiter is in the corner of the west wall. It has the same sort of button style on it, a bell as well.
Oh, it's over here. The dumbwaiter's this thing.
Is that the dusty closet?
Yeah, and there's also a pair of empty wardrobes on the sides of the bed. If you guys ran through investigation of this whole room, we'll just give you like what you would have found investigating through there. So there's nothing in the wardrobes, but there's a vanity with a wood-framed mirror and a jewelry box, and also like a velvet red padded chair. A rotting tiger skin rug lies on the floor just in front of this, and you see this is close to the fireplace, which is a sort of the centerpiece where those dust-covered portraits of Gustav and Elizabeth are. Um, that's probably the most interesting thing that you see in the room. And the treasure box itself is like made with silver and gold filigree on the front of it. It's open. It's not locked in any means. And whoever decided to do the investigation, we're gonna say, opens up the box. So you would see 3 gold rings on the inside of it.
3 gold rings. Has it been 10 minutes?
No. We'll say half that time has passed.
But 3 rings is interesting.
I will set them in
Would
front of the magic person.
any of these do any of these rings clock as wedding bands, or like are they made for different sized fingers, or are they all the same size? Or
No, they they look like just decorative rings.
okay.
And none of them look like an engagement or a wedding ring, but they do look like they would be most likely worn by a female, or someone trying to affect more effeminate qualities. And each of them has a different sort of setting in them. One of them is topaz. One of them has a small little tiny red ruby, just minuscule, set into the center of it. And the last one has a sapphire. But they don't appear to be of great value. However, as someone who only has 250 gold in their pouch at the moment, unless you've spent it unwisely at the Yawning Portal or some other strange tavern in the multiverse prior to being sucked away into the mists, you'd estimate that these probably range between 15 and 40 gold pieces apiece, depending on the fairness of the merchant or your distance.
So, not spell quality gems. Dang.
No, nothing that you could socket a spell into.
I meant just components.
Oh, I gotcha. I thought you were talking about like for spell gems, convert into a spell gem.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to head back out into the main area to look around here a little bit.
Cool.
How many doors over here do we see?
As I bring out a warning.
I'm sorry. Couple things going on here. How many how many doors were where? I'm sorry.
Over by where I'm at. So, yeah, right there. I see 1. I see 2. I think I'm going to go through the one that's being pinged. We don't see any guardians here, correct? I'm not seeing anything.
Wide berth on the weird statue.
Let's see here, Ray. Apologies, just flipping through a couple screens.
No problem.
You.
We're in the room with all the rugs and stuff.
That's perfect. Thank you for the reference. And I know exactly which one you're talking about. So you do see, those rugs and some dusty shelves lining the walls of this room. A few of the shelves have folded sheets, blankets. Some of them have these interesting looking rugs. And old bars of soap placed on a few of them even. A cobweb-covered broom is sitting, leaning against the far wall, and as you approach it, everybody can roll for initiative. Just give me one moment, because I forgot to end combat from last time. Because the broom quickly animates and begins to attack you, Ray.
All right, Scion finishes casting his ritual, but he's lagging behind the group.
Reggie.
I think we got everybody in there.
That's actually kind of perfect, getting 11 on that and lagging behind.
Yeah, that is pretty
I was
good.
gonna say, is that a good roll or a bad roll? How did everyone else roll?
It is good, but you need to init join in order to, I think, actually make a. Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. You did it right. You did it right. Used to this. Let's see.
Yeah, it kind of looks the same as a D&D Beyond roll.
Yep.
It has that stupid icon on it.
Yep. I just mistook it for that for a minute. Perfect. In that case, it would be Plez up at the top of the order. I'm just gonna quickly just launch a little attack here towards Ray before the start of combat, and then we can go at the top of the order. But feel free to start working out what you're planning on doing there, Plez. Oh,
So the room is animated towards him. I'm not seeing any individual targets that are attacking him, correct?
you see the broom. Yeah, the broom immediately animates and begins to attack Ray. And you would see that if you're anywhere near the threshold of the door, I guess, looking in.
Mm-hmm. So I hear his call for help, or his, stop hitting me! However we want to phrase it, in the most masculine way possible. And I will go up to here. So let's go up and move. Oh.
You hear
I'll
a
go.
thwacking noise like a babushka wielding a broom.
Yep. I will pull out as I'm doing that. The axe is coming out. I hit a minor chord as I swing towards it. Oh. Was that for against me, or was that for against him?
This is for Ray. Sorry about that. This is
Okay.
a miss anyway. It's a 12. The broom sort of swings wide above your head as you have just enough time to sort of duck underneath it or move your chin back a few inches so your head doesn't get clapped off by a broom handle.
I don't think an 8 does anything to it.
It does not. Take a mighty swing and you catch only a whisper of broom bristles.
That's my turn.
And that should be Ray up, feeling, I'm sure, rather lucky. Great axe swinging by your head. A broom swinging by your head.
In the cramped closet.
Are you kidding me? You could fit
Would be
3
the
goblin
first
families
one
in here.
actually down it here. So let's see. I believe my first turn each combat, I get to use Dread Ambusher. Okay, that's what I needed to know. $25 to hit.
Oh yeah. Let's see here.
There, I finally did all my damage rolls. And I'm just waiting for it all to load.
No worries. It's coming up over here. Looks like 10 on this side.
Oh, I also rolled a D4 for Favored Foe and a D8 for Dread Ambusher.
Got it. That's probably coming up shortly. If not,
You
D&D
hate,
Beyond did not
you hate doing
actually roll
chores.
Dice manually.
I have
You
to roll
hate doing
manually.
chores. If your favorite enemy is a broom, you're just like, I am not cleaning today.
tired of cleaning.
Oh, so a total of 14 damage.
A psycho would pick a broom as their favorite enemy.
It's Favored Foe. I can use it twice per long rest. Then I
Oh,
just
you can-
switch to
oh,
Hunter's
that's
Mark.
cool.
It's fine.
Makes it.
It's just a class feature.
Yeah. No, I remember the Ranger feature. It used to make you pick a race or whatever, and you'd have to stick with it forever.
Mhm.
So, one-dimensional. It's better now.
But I hack at it, and that's my turn.
You put a bend in the broom's handle, but it doesn't break, and it doesn't seem to stop its movement as it furiously beats at the ground, trying to sort of re-steady itself. And that is Elias up. Standing just outside of the doorway.
Yeah. I'll move into the room, kind of pushing past Dusk. And as I move into the room, I'll put my arm behind my back and hit a quick release on my strap holding my two-handed maul to my breastplate. And I will 15, 25 rock up here and try and smack this thing.
I smite the brooms!
Probably not gonna do that
Just messing
yet.
with
Actions. Gonna guess a 24 hits a broom.
Oh yeah.
9 damage.
Alright, that's enough to splinter it in half. That bend becomes a full break, and the animated broom ceases its movement.
Ooh, topple. That's new. Isn't that new?
Yeah, it's part of 20.
Take that, Mom. I will never clean my room.
But you don't have a broom to clean it anymore, so I mean, it's pretty good argument.
I put what's left it in my bag for firewood later.
Okay, with that, let's go towards this other room that looks interesting.
In cobwebs shroud an an elegantly appointed bedroom area. An adjoining nursery. You see the nursery just through the doorway there to your right. Double doors set with the panes of stained glass pull open to reveal a balcony area overlooking the front of the house. You see a small wooden desk in the corner of this room. Just by the bedside. It's more of a bedside table, I guess. There's two of them on each side of the bed. And one of them has like a lantern lit on it, and the drawer is just slightly ajar on that one.
Elias will reach out and open it the rest of the way.
You open it up and it opens easily, almost like falling open as you slide the drawer towards you, and you see that there is a little black diary.
I'll pick it up and flip through the first, say, 10 pages.
The pages, the beginning of the book kind of begin, or the beginning of the diary begin, obviously from what appears to be the nursemaid of this house. Presumably this bedroom once belonged to her, as this appears to be her diary and told from her perspective. And the beginning pages tell a story of her immediate attraction to Gustav, the lord and master of the house, which quickly turns to more than just attraction, and she writes of an affair between them. This affair led to the birth of a stillborn baby named Walter. There's nothing else beyond that information in the diary, as the diary entries stop at the pain tellings of a mother losing her baby, and the last few pages really speak of her paranoia of the lady of the house, Lady Durst, Elizabeth. But there's no name or anything like that.
I'll share this information with the group. And check the other bedside table. Oops.
The other bedside table you find is empty. A couple pens and some loose parchment, but nothing of value other than that.
I will investigate the crib.
I'm with you. I got detect magic on too. Leon's helping.
Immediately upon passing the threshold of the door, you feel the room draw cold. That cold air that you felt coming from the staircase earlier. It returns and almost whooshes past your face as you hear a moaning wail come from behind you. Scream out, "The baby!" And immediately a specter becomes visible, flying swiftly towards you. And in front of you, barring your way between a crib lying just at the end of the nursery. And at this point, we will roll again for initiative, but we're still in combat, so let me end.
I do need to dip because I have to be up in like a couple hours.
No worries. I had
Damn.
completely lost track of time and forgot that we are on Central Standard Clock. And I'm looking at 10:30, which means we're 3.5 hours right now. We can stop here. This is a perfect stopping place.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good game, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Apologies. I'm usually better with time management on that, guys. I got into it
It's okay.
into session 1. And I got sucked
I
in.
figured it was session 1, so we could run a little long. But
No worries. Let's
Bull gotta be up at 4 in the morning.
we need to let this man get his sleep. I'll do better with time management in the future. Sorry about that, guys, but we can stop here. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to drop them in out of game chat in between weeks. Always available throughout the week to talk character discussion or whatever it may be. Hope it was